Weather for Weather Geeks time here on Wednesday evening, the 30th day of March 2016. We had a warm February, and March has followed suit. That is for sure. One more day in the month, and it's going to go into the record books easily as a warmer than average month, with certainly the number of cool days weighted towards the first week of the month. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. We had what's that, 5 days in a row of below average temperatures, but since then it's been warm most of the time, and that includes today. We got up into the mid-60s earlier on. Where does this stand as far as the record book goes? We're at 44.2 degrees as an average temperature when you look at the highs and the lows so far this March. We're probably going to end up somewhere around maybe third, fourth place, maybe fifth in the record book for the warmest Marches on record. The warmest was back in 2012, a remarkably warm March 4 years ago, with spring just shooting out of the cannon, if you will, very early in the season. Now, we're not going to do as impressive a number as that this year, but still pretty impressive warmth for the third month of the year. The warmth was impressive today, considering we started the day in the 20s. I had 22 at my house this morning, 27 at the airport, 26 New Philly, and the day started at 22 over in DuBois, out near I-80 in Pennsylvania. So cold start, but temperatures rose almost 40 degrees during the midday and the afternoon. Here's a wide shot of the activity off to the west. A couple of severe thunderstorm watches out in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Tornado watch still in effect for the Arklatex. And showers are pushing off to the north and east. Some of this moisture is going to try to sneak in here before the night is through. I'll show you the short-range modeling in just a second. But yeah, it's been an active day down across the Missouri Valley, the Red River Valley, the Plain States, with 162 reports of severe weather. A lot of hail, but some reports of flooding and even a couple of tornadoes as well. All right, our weather will be quiet for the rest of the evening and even a good chunk of the overnight. As we roll this forward, the high-res model here trying to show a little moisture, trying to sneak in as early as 1 a.m. I think that's too fast. I think the HER model, high-resolution rapid refresh, is playing its usual games here with being just a little too robust with some of the activity. But I do think shower chances will increase by tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow morning is going to shape up to be a pretty wet morning. Most of the rain pretty light, but the rain tomorrow is definitely going to be weighted towards the first half of the day. Tomorrow afternoon's forecast is kind of a tough one, both in terms of temperature and cloud cover. We're going to get that rain morning and midday. We'll stop the clock here at 1 o'clock, with the last of the rain probably pushing through around lunchtime. And then does the sun come out? And if it does, what is the temperature? How much does the temperature respond? We have a high of 67 in our forecast for tomorrow. I'm comfortable with that right now, but I'll tell you, if we don't get much in the way of sunny breaks, it might fall a little short of that. But no matter which way you slice it, it's going to be a warm day. Now, the reverse, if we get more sunshine than expected tomorrow afternoon into early tomorrow evening, it might try to do 70 before the day is through. But yeah, again, it's just a warm day, whatever the temperature ends up being. Our break in the action lasts until late evening, and then we'll start to see some showers. This is when we could see an isolated thunderstorm by tomorrow evening. I don't think there's any thunder at all, morning, midday, early afternoon tomorrow, but late tomorrow evening, there's an outside chance of a rumble of thunder here. And then as we go towards the weekend, Friday turns out to be a partly sunny afternoon, especially south of I-80. Maybe there's another shower towards the end of the day as this disturbance approaches, but it's not going to bring much moisture. And then as we head into the weekend, this system cruising through the northern lakes could bring us a coating of snow. Saturday, very late Saturday, more so Saturday evening into the overnight. And when I say a coating, most likely on car tops and that sort of thing. I don't think it's a big deal, but not something a lot of us want to see during the first weekend of April. The models have trended a little bit upwards today, with the rainfall forecast for Thursday into Thursday night. The GFS and the European leading the pack here with 1 inch to 1.5 inches. The RPM and the NAM down closer to 0.5 inch. I think a 0.5 inch to 1 inch will be a good average when we look at the rainfall totals over the next couple of days. The wind tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how much of the wind aloft we can get to mix down here to the surface. Up at about 5,000 feet above our heads, the wind is going to be screaming at 70 to 90 miles per hour. It's going to be cloudy tomorrow morning and midday, and so we're going to have a hard time pulling a lot of that wind energy down from 4,000 or 5,000 feet, because the nature of the atmosphere is not going to be very convective. The air is not going to be rising and falling and mixing up very efficiently. So that being said, we could still see some gusts to 35 or 40 tomorrow morning. Look at the gusts off to the west, though. Lima at 50. As we get into the afternoon tomorrow, the highest winds aloft, the low-level jet, if you will be pushing away. So our low-level jet will be pushing away, but as we may get some sun tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to pull down some of the wind that still is up there. So it's going to be quite windy all the way through tomorrow afternoon and evening. I wouldn't be shocked to see a gust of 45 officially at the airport before the day is through, and still some gusty breezes into Friday morning. Severe weather risk shifts farther east tomorrow, not as far east as us, but farther east anyway, lining up with the Mississippi River, lower Ohio River Valley. There's an enhanced risk of severe weather from roughly Indianapolis through Cape Girardeau, heading down into parts of Mississippi. An enhanced risk, in general terms, means there's the possibility of numerous severe storms, and there could be several damage reports, even more so than we had today, out in the Plain States. So that's tomorrow. Again, I think there's an outside chance of thunder here tomorrow evening, but I'm not concerned about severe weather. All right, as we head into the weekend, this is Saturday evening's map on the GFS. It shows our next little system. This is kind of a clipper, and a pretty robust one. So I think there will be snowflakes flying Saturday evening into the overnight. And, you know, even up east of Cleveland in the snow belts, maybe there's an inch or two out of this. I think for our viewing area, it's a coating at worst. But this is late Saturday into Saturday night. The next system is another kind of clipper-type system, fairly weak and moving through quickly. This will probably drag enough warm air because of the track that we'll get mostly rain on Monday. This is Monday's map. This is a tough forecast, though, especially if you head off to the north. It'll really depend on the exact track of the low. It's likely to snow on the northern side, and there could be some mixing going on even as far south as northeast Ohio. First thing Monday morning, and then again later Monday. First thing Monday morning, it's going to be cold here, and as this moisture comes in, maybe we have a brief period where we have some sort of mixed precipitation. Changes over to rain, but then as the cold air wraps in towards the end of Monday, this could change back over to something mixed. So Monday could bring kind of a smorgasbord, but I think for the bulk of the day, it's liquid precipitation as we should get up into the 40s. Lousy opening day up in Cleveland at Progressive Field for the Indians' home opener. This is going to produce a decent amount of snow for parts of the northern Great Lakes up into New England. Someone's going to get 3 to 6 inches maybe out of this. The total shown on the modeling here might be a little overdone, but a 3 to 6 inch stripe is certainly possible from Michigan through parts of upstate New York over into Vermont, New Hampshire, maybe Massachusetts as well. All right, enjoy the next couple of days staying mild, because the pattern as we head into April, as we've been advertising for a while now, is overall chilly. Temperatures may try to rebound some by the middle of next week, but the modeling is starting to show more cool weather towards the end of next week than the modeling was showing earlier. So it doesn't look like the rebound at the end of next week will be as pronounced. In fact, it may stay a little below average at the end of next week. So that's the latest trends on the longer range. Still think April as a whole will end up being near or somewhat above average once again. Thank you for watching tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11, and more Weather Geeks coming your way Thursday evening. Usually this video is online at first, right around 8 o'clock.